Izzy, and today I'm going to be doing the Booktube Newbie Tag. I'm a little bit late in doing this, but now I've kind of got into the swing of things on Booktube and how you make videos and stuff. I figured I'd give this tag a go because it's always great to learn more about what a Booktube channel is all about. So I wanted to do that here. Let's get started with the questions. Question number 1 is, why did you start this channel? I started this channel because I wanted to make friends. I love reading. I read voraciously and I do not have very many bookish friends, and the book friends I do have don't really read the same genres as I do or the same books or as much as I do, and I really just wanted to make a channel so I could talk about books that I love, because I always have a lot of thoughts and no one in my family wants to listen to me spout about a book for 30 minutes. And yeah, so I wanted to meet more people who like books like I do, so I can chat about them. That's why I started this channel, and I really hope to make some new friends. If you want to be my friend, leave a comment down below. We can discuss books. That's all I want from this, is just a place to put all my thoughts. So that's why I started this channel. The next question is, what are some Question number 2 is, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? One of my more unique things is I am quite disabled, and I am really in pursuit of finding good disabled representation in books and sharing them with other people. I really just want to help people read more diversely, which is something I can feel like I can bring to this channel. Also, I find myself funny. I don't know if anyone else does, but I think I'm fun, so you know, you can be the judge of that. I love reading with a passion, and I really like reading diversely, and I really like talking about all the books I love, and I hope that passion comes across in my videos. So yeah, disability, passion, and I think I'm funny. So there we go. Question number 3 is, what are you most excited for about this new channel? Again, I'm just really looking to have a place to talk about books. I usually have to keep all my thoughts up in my noggin, and I'm really excited to just have a space where I can talk about everything I want to say about books. And yeah, I just really hope to enter more into the book community. I've always been sort of a sideline person, just watching from afar, and I'm really excited to actually be participating more in the community. So that's what I'm excited about. Question number 4 is, why do you love reading? I don't even know if I can explain why I love reading so much, because I love it so much. Is there words? Who knows? One of the main reasons I love reading is for escapism. I absolutely love to read about other people's journeys, and also just, you know, fantasy stuff that doesn't happen in this world. Sometimes my life can be quite difficult. I've got quite bad anxiety and I'm pretty disabled, so being able to step into a book and just completely losing myself in a book and being able to just like take a break from my own life and my own brain is pretty darn great. And I just love stories so much. I just love reading. It's just like you can take a vacation from your brain. Who doesn't want to do that? I certainly do. So you just get so much from books. You get so much knowledge. You can expand your vocabulary. You learn about situations that you've never been in yourself. That's one of the main reasons I love to read, is because there are so many experiences that I've never experienced and will never experience. But especially with own voices stories, but even just with general stories, you really get to have those experiences without them happening to you, and it's just crazy how you can literally like live someone else's life. I just love it. It's great, and I just learn and get so much from reading. Question number 5 is, what book or series got you into reading? I came out of the womb reading, so I couldn't really pin down a book that got me reading because I taught myself to read at a very young age and never stopped. Some books that kept me reading though are, I mean, obviously Harry Potter, that was the love of my life, but other series are Percy Jackson, that Rick Riordan's writing and everything he wrote from when I was about 10 onwards had kept me reading. It just excited me so much. I just drank up those stories, and that's definitely a series that kept me reading and kept me engaged. Other I think this is quite a British thing. You might not know her in America, I don't know, but Jacqueline Wilson. I was obsessed with her books when I was younger, like obsessed. I read every single one, and that is another series that definitely kept me reading. A series that helped me sort of transition into YA were things like Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han, the Vampire Academy series by Rochelle Mead, and Morgan Matson's books. I think that's all the books that kind of like helped me transition. I've just always been reading, so it's hard to pinpoint the series that really impacted me, but yeah, when I was younger, mainly Percy Jackson and Harry Potter, and yeah, I just was always reading because I was such a cool kid. I just didn't go outside, just read all the time. I was a delightful child because you could just sit me down, give me a book, I wouldn't move. Sorry parents, how easy was I? Number 6 is, what is a question you'd ask your favourite booktuber? I would mainly just ask how to make friends. I don't really know how you do that in the book world. So I would just ask like how they went about making friends and like reading books with other people and that kind of stuff. And yeah, that's what I would ask them, because I'm lame and I don't know how to make friends. Question number 7 is, what challenges do you think starting a booktube channel would be the hardest to overcome? I'm not entirely sure, really. Just starting this booktube channel was probably the biggest hurdle for me. I'm quite an introvert, and putting myself out there is not something I do a lot. I'm very confident with people I know, but when it comes to putting myself out there to people I don't know, that's probably the hardest thing. I'm just not used to doing that. So that was probably my hardest challenge, was just actually putting my first video out there. Actually filming my first video was terrifying. Like, just sitting down and speaking to a camera, I was like, what am I supposed to say? But yeah, that's the hardest one. I guess the other challenges are just like learning how to film and edit and record and make good videos. I've watched a lot of tutorials, so I think I'm doing okay-ish, but that's definitely another hurdle. And also just because I'm sick, like finding ways to do things is always a little bit trickier, so I just kind of have to find different ways for me to do the things that I need to do. So yeah, just got to get a bit creative when it comes to my body. So yeah, I don't think there's anything that's impossible to overcome. You just have to work hard and keep going. So yeah, but I started it, so I've already done my biggest hurdle. Go me. Question number 8 is, when did you start reading? I kind of answered this before, but yeah, I literally, as soon as I could look at words, I learned to read. I taught myself to read because I was a weird 2-year-old, but yeah, I've never stopped reading. I started in 2016 to read a lot more than I used to read, so that's when I like started to like extra read, but I've always read, always. So yeah, there was no like epiphany of, oh, I love reading. I just was birthed and I loved reading. So yeah, that's the answer to the question. You can tell I was a cool kid, can't you? I spent all my time reading, so love that for me. Question number 9 is, where do you read? I read everywhere. I mainly read in bed when I wake up and before I go to sleep are my main reading times, but I read all the time, and if I'm like in the car or going to hospital appointments or that kind of stuff, I listen to audiobooks. So I'm pretty much reading all the time. I aim to sort of read like 100 pages a day. That's my normal like rate at which I read, but yeah, I read with a combination of physical books and audiobooks, and I use my library, but I don't ever read there. But I do get a lot of my books from the library. Support your local library, guys, they're the best, and it saves you so much money. I'm 20, I'm not rich enough to buy all those books, so yeah, I just read anywhere all the time, but mainly in bed. That's my main reading spot. So yeah. The final question number 10, is what kind of books do you read? I am a lucky enough person to enjoy pretty much all genres. I don't like horror because I'm a big baby, so that's probably like the only thing I don't read. But my favourite genre by far is fantasy. I read predominantly fantasy. I am obsessed with fantasy. Literally, there's nothing better in the world than being transported into a magical world where you don't have to worry about the real world. You just get to live in the cool magical world. And I just love magic and dragons and special creatures and all kinds of stuff. So fantasy is by far and away my favourite. I'd say the other genres I read most are contemporary, but it takes quite a lot for me to love a contemporary. Sci-fi, which I'm getting into a bit more now, and thrillers, which again I don't get on with that well because I feel like I guess things too easily. That I'm trying to read more thrillers, see if I can find sort of sub-genre of thrillers that I enjoy. So I'm sort of trialing with thrillers, but really I'll read anything. There's not really anything I'd say no to. So if you are also a person that likes to read any and every book, I'd love for you to subscribe and join my channel, because I just want to talk about books that I love with everybody. So if you liked this video, if you want to just listen to me spew words about all the books I love, you know, this is the place to be. I'd love to go on this booktube journey with you. I have so far had such a positive experience with the book community, even though I've only been here for like a few weeks, but I just want to be here forever, making videos about everything and anything to do with books. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, hit me up. Thank you so much for watching. I will leave my Twitter and Goodreads down below. I try and keep up with my Goodreads. I'm a little bit behind at the moment because my typing hands aren't doing too hot, but generally I do try and write reviews for every book I read. Just sort of like a general summary of all the things I liked or didn't like depending on the book. And I track all my books on there though. I rate every book even if I don't review all of them, but you can check that out. You can be my friend on Goodreads, you know, fun stuff like that. Thank you so much for watching. Look out for some more videos from me. Check out my other videos. I made a great one about disability rep in fiction, which I would love for you to check out because it's something that I'm really passionate about, and I would love for you to join me on my journey, especially reading disability books, which I'm going to try and do a lot more of and review more often so that I can share those books with all of you. So thank you so much for watching. I will leave my Goodreads and Twitter down below, and I will see you next time. Bye!